Hey yo, little man, what's going on, everyone? Nick here from Little Man YGO, back at again with another video. And it's been a while since I last seen you guys. It's been about 2 weeks since the last time I posted a video, but we've gotten a lot of love over the last couple of weeks. We have had a nice video posted with a true hero, but today we're gonna go over Zeta Reticulin, the other secret rare that was not reprinted that I'm trying to make $40. But before we jump into that at all, we are at 453 subscribers. My goodness gracious. Thank you so much for all the love and the support you've been giving to the channel so far. We're climbing, we're growing, we are getting there. We're trying to get to that 500 sub mark, and I need your help to help me out. If you have not subscribed yet, please take the time to do so. I'll wait. Awesome. Now you should be subscribed by now. So, what is this abomination that you see in front of me? I know that our friends over at E3 and CarPath, they hyped this card up a little while ago, which turned this $5 shitty secret rare into a $20 secret rare. I actually bought the secret rares. Massive neg on my end. Massive neg there. But for you, those of you who do not know, the way that this card works is if you have an Ava token on your field, you contribute it to special summon it from the hand. And when it's in the graveyard, each time a monster on your opponent's controls is removed from play, it special summons an Ava token, which is a 500 2-star Dark Fiend monster. And every time it's banished. So whether it's banished by Bottomless or by Karma Cut or Dimensional Prison or Caius's or DD Warrior Ladies or whatever, you're able to get a multiplier of tokens there. So what does this really mean in combination and congregation with everything? Well, we have a consistent token engine that turns our 1-for-1 trap cards, or in Karma Cuts to case a 2-for-1 trap card, into a +1 every single time. And the card quality on the tokens is really nice because it actually has an attack stat associated with it. In combination with cards like Cyber Valley and Caius the Shadow Monarch, we're able to build up our multiplier of tokens. The 500s do add up a little bit on top, but obviously we just kind of build a deck, and I've been playing around with this a little bit, and I think this is like the best version when it comes to Zeta. I'll go ahead and I'll say that right now. I see other lists when I was initially trying to build a deck that were playing like Ryzas, and that were playing like other Monarchs, and like playing Hamster Raiko Caius, and I just scrapped all that stuff. I felt that if we were putting more Monarchs into the deck, we were making it a worse Frog Monarch deck, which is not something that we want designed to do. But once we found Cyber Valley, it enters in a very interesting piece within this deck. One, you're able to plus off the tokens, which is really important because the biggest thing when it comes to control decks, and if you see any control deck in any game, is the resources that are accumulated throughout the course of a game. Now, obviously, it's done through drawing or searching or anything like those means there. But one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we had here was a consistent draw power engine, because if we're able to get the more answers and trade favorably with our cards, we should be winning in the long run, being +4, +5 on the opponent, and then eventually grinding out the game right there, which is what this deck is really designed to do. It is a really glorified control deck. Obviously, not the best deck in the format, but a very fun deck nonetheless. Armageddon Knight in the main deck to concentratingly send Zeta Reticulin, as well as having Plague and Necrogarda in there. This definitely gives some options in the sense that if we draw a bunch of Zetas, we could just send Plague, make a Brio, and start balancing some things. And obviously, the more Zetas that we have in our graveyard, the higher impact our banished cards are going to be. Kai's the Shadow Market plays the banished, same with DD Warrior Lady. Cyber Valley, alongside with the one machine dupe, 1-1 for mind control, brain control. Um, the Machine Dupe package, I wanted a bomb card in the deck, and this is the best one I could think of for the time being. Also, if you brain control their card trooper, you could just dupe, scoop, I guess, if that makes sense, right? So we're able to get it work a little bit favorably or have some synergy with card trooper. But obviously, if there were some games where I did go like Cyber Valley, Machine Dupe, draw two off one of them, and then hit one of these cards, and then just take their other monster and just draw two more cards in. Usually, you're at the point where you're just so up on your opponent that you get these trap card answers to deal with the rest of those. Dark Arm Dragon Gore's in the main deck. We are playing Gores. I know I rag on this card a lot, but it's just not good in Amaryllis, but it's good in here. So obviously, we played that Dark Arm being a dark deck. Karma Cut, very underrated card in Edison format, I think. I've been really surprised with the performance of this card. I definitely hit a few values with it when there was another value in the grave, and that obviously feels very, very, very good. Just being able to banish potential multipliers in the graveyard, keeping them off darks, keeping them off specific zombies, whatever it might be, proved to be actually pretty good. So I do like this little banish engine of stuff right there, and then obviously the rest of the one of cards. For the extra deck, nothing too special. For the side deck, Banisher the Radiance. Once this card touches down, any card that's like banished, you have Zeta in the graveyard, you just got a token after every single one of their actions. So Banisher is pretty good, especially against some of those recruiter-based decks. Cyber Dragon, of course, being like a good Chimera took option, DD Crow, Danny's Fiend, Burial from the different dimension. They try to banish your stuff, so you get to reuse your Necro and Plague Spreader, but also you can put Reticulant back into the graveyard. This is why we also counterside Return as well. Noble Meta Crossouts becomes a +1 when Reticulant is in the graveyard. It's also like a very strong card against certain matchups, especially within the early game. And then System Down, you're able to resolve this against machines. Obviously, the massive blowout, and it also synergizes with Zeta Reticulant there. So going over the first replay I have for you, and listen, guys, as always, we're playing unrated. We're not doing this unrated nonsense here, but we're gonna show through and just give you guys a little bit of a gist of like what is going on here. So obviously, we deprison this thing right off the bat, just so the revival of the card does not come back. But obviously, we're plussing out of our ass right now. We send another Zeta Reticulant, which is obviously very, very, very delicious. It puts us very hard ahead as is, and just dealing with a decent amount of damage. So he's going to go clear the two monsters here, but we really do not care because we have a Caius that's about to touch down very, very, very shortly, and then give us two more tokens. And this is where like you start seeing the decks start to multiply within the sub. Obviously, the top deck Heavy Storm is fantastic. And then getting two monsters here at 500 attack, we're able to deal 3,400 damage right to the opponent's face, which is it does add up over time, very much so. I had Morphing Jar in the main deck a little bit. I do have an affinity towards Morphing Jar, but I ultimately decided to cut it for like Gores or Card Trooper because Card Trooper was not in this deck at this point. I just felt it was more important to play cards that replaced each other and have cards that are a little bit more aggressive than usual. So obviously he's pushing through and doing a ton of damage there, which is obviously crazy. But obviously we try to go over with the Warrior Lady. We clear the monster and then we set two and pass, and he just pro storms us like an animal. Like, what are you gonna do? The guy pro storms us. I can't use DD Warrior Lady's effect because this guy says double 2 C and D just banish, but we're not able to get to our resources fast enough, and then we just end up losing the game. Game number two. All right, so we have the jar, which is so awesome, right? We love jar. But obviously we're going to try to resolve the jar on our following turn. We set everything, we summon, we flip the jar, we just draw 5 new cards here. We open it, our hand is insane. We draw insane. So we just able to punch in and do a whole bunch of damage here between the few. And then for one, we're able to get a reticulant in the graveyard, and we have My Ass Itches watching us. So shout out to My Ass Itches. If your ass itches too, please subscribe. Be sure to do so at this point. My goodness. But obviously we're plussing so far ahead. I mean, the Morphing Jar did. I might put Morphing Jar back in. I really do like this card a lot. The Karma Cut coming in clutch. We don't have a Zeta yet, so we're not able to get tokens off it. But this is going to be the end of the game here. Obviously, he drops the Gores, which is fine. So we just set and we run over it and we pass our turn. So we're able to Mirror Force that and just end the game right there. On the game number 3, he goes first. He has Thunder King, which is crazy. So, but we open Cyber Valley, Mock Dupe, Mind Control. We're just drawing a whole ton of cards here. We draw even more cards. So good. And we're just so far ahead. Like, we're up so many cards on him. And then we go Armageddon Knight to send Reticulant. We run right into Radiant, which gains 1,000 defense when he's in defense mode. He blind MSTs, and that he gets mega punished because we're able to get the 2 tokens because we have to discard the Zeta for cost. And then obviously on resolution, we're able to get another one. But we end up getting Plague Spreader Zombie into the graveyard, which is very good because it plays around the scores right within our hand. So we hit him for 14 on everything, which is completely fine. In the main phase 2, we're top decking for Plague. We make a Dark End, and Dark End clears the Gores, and we pass our turn. So his token runs over our token. Mike, how ironic. And then We could have ended the game right here. I don't know why we just didn't. I guess I was playing with my food, as they say, playing with my food, because we should have tributed over the Armageddon Knife for Caius, banished the monster. Oh, it's the token, so we can't actually get the plus off the token. We did need that additional those two bodies to come into the field to do the additional 1,000 to attack for game. Match number 2. It's against Vayu Turbo, and it's against former teammate of mine over at Team Cut. So shout out to Team Cut on the World League channel. Good folks, good people. Or the opponents one day. My goodness. So he's playing Vayu Turbo and doing the Vayu Turbo thing. Very, very cool. He goes for Greffer and then summons and attacks. And from there, he just passes a turn. We do have a brain control play here, so we're able to take care of the Raikou. And then after that, just draw a whole ton of cards there. We don't have Reticulant yet, so we're not able to at least do pluses. This is when I was still playing Starlight Road. I don't know. Starlight Road sucks, boys. I don't know what to tell you here. We finally rip Armageddon Knight to start making some pluses happen here. But he's sniping throughout most of our back row. I was not putting anything down for some reason. I don't know, but anyways, we're able to get double token off from the 2 Zetas. So obviously we make the correction here and give ourselves 2, which is going to be 500 apiece. I don't think we were committing back row this time because I just did not run into any of these Raikos. But he's just loading up his grave with values and stuff. And the cool thing about the value matchup is that you're banishing so many of their stuff that like they always constantly have to reset. And watch, like, look at this. We're just gaining so much card advantage, and we find a way to be able to break the Reaper and then just attack for game from there. So decent stuff there. Decent stuff there. All right, so we open our hand. Our hand's okay. I mean, what are you gonna do? Obviously, we have the Dust Shoot here. That's going to take care of that. We just throw out the Plague Spreader. That's going to take care. Ryza was in the main deck for a little bit. It was as a one-of. I think that I swapped this out for Dark Arm Dragon just because, like, you just need a monster that's a bit stronger or operates a little bit more flexibly. And I just felt like I was not getting it with that card specifically, which is fine. DD Warrior Lady, interesting choice of siding that card in. The other cool thing here about playing the Cyber Valley instead of multiple Monarchs is that you could just like normal summon the card itself. And it could be like a draw or a stall card, but we go to tribute for the Ryza, we get Judgmented, which is fine. We go over Armageddon Knight, we bin Necro Gardener, set the card and pass. Especially since we do have Burial. And Burial's very good because we're able to at least get some nice stuff off. So we chain the Necro Gardener, chain Burial to put it all back into the graveyard. When we are able to get 2 negate attacks from Necro Gardener there. But this is obviously not the end of us. We are at 100. Hold, I say. Hold. All right. So we top deck for Plague, try to get rid of the Dark Arm Dragon. We gain an additional token, and then we're able to attack right over the Card Trooper, putting him at 100 as well. My goodness. My goodness. All right. So we know him of Crossout, and we're able to get another token there, which is very, very nice. So he summons out and attacks both of our creatures. We're able to stall a lot. And Koro complimented our deck is based. Yes, it is. Our deck is based. My goodness gracious. All right, so he throws out the Sirocco and attacks. We are karma cutting the hell out of that thing right there. And then he sets 2 and passes. We throw down Heavy Storm. Heavy Storm takes care of it. So we summon the Vanity Speed and start attacking with it. I don't know if deciding Vanity Speed was like the right move in this matchup. I'm still trying to figure out the deck a little bit, but you know, we live and learn. We live and learn, boys. All right, so the Armageddon Knight attacking over, doing the thing, yada, yada, yada. He sets. He's just still attacking. He's, like, not committing anything else. And sometimes you just gotta, like, waste your deep prison or, like, banish cards on stupid nonsense. I thought that was a Raikou, so I didn't do anything with it. And then I eventually just, like, Dust Shoot for Dark Armed. And obviously this game seems like it's going south, but it really isn't. This is where we started to reestablish control of the game. We top deck for Plague, Goyo Guardian, we chain Torrential on top because we're very low. And then we chain Burial to the Heavy Storm there. But we're able to set 2, so that's nice. We Raikou, yeah, this is where, like, unfortunately that we don't have Raikou in the deck. And I thought about playing one Raikou just in case we mind control something. Because play gets banished, we do get a token, which is very, very cool. And because Brio gets banished, and now we're back into the game, like honestly, which is crazy. It's crazy that we just got back into the game from just resolving a card. Kai's the Shadow Monarch being an insane, insane top deck. We end up just like keeping the token in defense because we are kind of low ourselves, and we just don't want to get this. And this is exactly why. Like we didn't want to get our bamboozled by the Sirocco shenanigans. So he's gonna run over this card and then or not. And then we're just going to draw 2 cards. We're able to hit brain control, and the game is over from there. Yeah, I mean, like, this kind of shows the power of the Cyber Valleys, especially with the tokens. Like I said, the most important thing is just making sure that you're able to retain your pluses or retain card advantage over your opponent. Other than that, like, this deck is, like, kind of hard to play because if you mess up on, like, not utilizing your pluses the best, then it's really going to go south for you there. So our opponent is Black Wings, and this is actually a loss. Because remember, we post 2 wins and a loss, because this is how we learn, baby. Our hand is grade A garbage, but we have to do something about the back row. So obviously, for Caius, nothing happened there. The compulse to the Heavy Storm was just like really unfortunate because it just puts loop back into his hand, and we don't want that. And then he just draws the perfect 2 cards, heavy black whirlwind. Like the black wing thing happened. My goodness. And our hand was already slow start as it is. We didn't have enough trap cards to fight off the opponent's aggression, which sucks. It happens. It's dual monsters. But then we set here because we know that we could at least make a comeback play, but he just top decks a Bora, and with Black Whirlwind, the game is over from there. Really unfortunate stuff. So we go next, and then we are summoning creatures and start attacking because we got to at least start pressuring some damage here. We have Gores in the hand, so we don't set everything. Very reasonable. So we collude over. The collude is going to get banished here, which makes the Blizzard dead in the hand, which is very, very cool. But we're able to Gores it up and get that nice going. We top deck Rhoda, which is a very nice draw, so we were able to get our pluses online. Armageddon Knight puts Zeta Reticulum in the graveyard. We attack into what we presume would be Icarus attack. That's exactly what this is. We put 2 down because if he storms us, who cares? And that's what the deal is. So we draw another Valley, which is fine. So we swing over with the token. We banish 2 with Valley, able to draw 2 more cards. We put MST down to beat the Black Whirlwind. The Karma Cut happens here, and then we're able to get another token here, which is giving us more pluses through Cyber Valley. So we swing in for 500, normal summon the Valley, and just draw 2 more cards. And we're just accruing more answers to their nonsense. So we're able to answer everything. And this Dark Arm is just sitting dead in his hand. We summon the Plague, we make the Armory Arm, we start attacking for 1800. He goes Blizzard, summons the creature back and halves because he doesn't have any other non-tuners in his graveyard. We did a good job of keeping him off the non-tuners in the graveyard. And then we summon the Caius, get another Zeta token, and we just attack the game. So very cool stuff there. Very, very, very cool. In terms of other cards that I've tried, I've considered Dark Core in the main deck or the side deck, but it not being a trap card makes its utilization a little bit weaker than what I'd like to be. But anyway, back to this game. Obviously, with Black Wings, we're able to deprison the Bora, which is fine because it keeps a lot of their stuff offline too. And then he attacks with Zeta. We special summon the Cyber Dragon out, and then we get dunked on by that. Yeah, I mean, we're not really. Gores is always so like hit or miss. I mean, he damage steps Klutz, which sucks. Like, what are you gonna do? He Blizzards out, makes the Android, and then we bottomless him from there. Get multiple tokens. Then after that, he just takes a token and then makes an Android and then drops Dark Arm Dragon because that puts him at 3 darks, which is really. I mean, I think that like games like this are just really unfortunate that they play out the way that they do. The reality of it is that like like they just sometimes just have everything, like brain control and Dark Arm and these 1-ups and. That's part of Edison format. So we debated really hard of like what we were going to get rid of. So we decided to keep Torrential because if that was Judgment back there, we had the Judgment ourselves. I'd had a read on Judgment because he was putting a lot of cards in his back row. But because of that, we were able to at least. But again, he has the brain control, and the game is just over from there. So obviously, GG's, no rees, all that fun stuff. But yeah, this is my take on Zeta, right? So obviously, there's a couple other cards I like to try. Dark Core is an interesting choice there. I want to explore System out a little bit more. I want to see how the counter siding of these cards do. Burial was really clutch in the games in which it was clutch. So had a really good time playing this deck. It's a very fun control deck. There definitely is something here. I don't think it's going to be the best deck in the room per se. I think it's worse than Amaryllis. But once you start getting the Zetas into the graveyard loaded up and like you're banishing stuff, you're just going to get a conglomerate of tokens on the field. And the best way to utilize it is like through a draw engine, at least in my opinion. So, but that's the deck. So everyone, please like, comment, and subscribe for more Edison format, Yu-Gi-Oh! Fun stuff related content. If you did not see the video on a True Heroes channel, go do that. Go do that. All right, my friends. I'll see you next time. Peace. Have a great day.